Be sure to subscribe to Viral now and click the bell so you'll never miss an upload of ours. Hi there everyone, my name is Jeremy Jameson here today with 10 things you likely do not know about the Vanoss crew. Vanoss Gaming is quite the monolith channel on YouTube at currently over 22 million subscribers. His group of friends, commonly referred to by fans as the Banana Bus Squad, collaborate for the majority of their content. The rest of the Banana Bus Squad are also all very successful YouTubers as well, including people such as H2O Delirious, I'm Wildcat, Dahid and Uggla, and Midilad. Creating gaming content centered around the funny moments that happen while they play is what they do. Without further ado, let's look at 10 things you may not know about them. I've got one thing for each member. Vanoss Gaming. Before Vanoss Gaming, the channel, as well as the name, Evan did have another channel called Emix Productions. He wasn't super active on this channel, however, as the only video he ever uploaded was a remix of The Angry Grandpa. RIP, by the way. This video was called the Pecan Pinwheels Remix, a remix of this YouTuber Angry Grandpa. We definitely know this is Evan or Vanoss, as in the early days on his channel, at least publicly, his first few videos are all remixes of other YouTubers. This was something that helped him grow really fast and he was interested in, and also we can see that he has responded to some comments back in the day saying that Emix Productions is his old channel and that Vanoss Gaming is his new gaming channel, and so it's definitely him. But it's just cool to know that before this massive channel Vanoss has, he had another one called Emix Productions. Moo! We've discussed the entire history of how the Banana Bus Squad came to be here on Viral Now in the past, so if you want the full background, be sure to check out that video. To point out one specific and important moment though, is that Moo, fully known as Moose Knuckle, or Brock in real life, was the first person to meet Vanoss, and Moo was the first person Vanoss met on YouTube. To briefly summarize the rest of the squad coming together, two friendship groups formed separately, and at one point when Vanoss was around 75,000 subscribers and H2O Delirious around 50,000, they talked with each other and introduced the two groups together to form the Banana Bus Squad as we know them today. Before all of that though, Vanoss and Moo messaged each other on YouTube after searching and discovering their videos. Who knows, with the butterfly effect, that maybe if the two didn't meet, the entire squad wouldn't have ever come to be. I am Wildcat. He does not have a spleen. He got into a four-wheeler, aka quadding accident, in which his spleen was ruptured. He didn't actually realize this at the time of the injury. He thought he just had the wind knocked out of him. It wasn't until around 30 hours later, following the accident, that he said to himself, something is wrong. So he then went to a hospital, which they then airlifted him to another hospital to have the spleen completely removed, as he had been internally bleeding for the 30 hours untreated. In a Q&A video of his, he stated it was the worst week of his life. If you didn't know, while it is possible to live without a spleen, of course, as Wildcat no longer has one, it is an organ that is quite helpful to the body by filtering blood to keep you healthy. With this said, the immune system can function well without it. Those without a spleen, though, need to be wary of their health more so than the average person, as they cannot fight off bacterial infections nearly as well. H2O Delirious. The man of the over-the-top, yet infectious laugh. When first starting to watch him, many may find him annoying, but you'll quickly see how lovable he is. I recall when I first discovered him through Vanoss, I was able to quickly pinpoint H2O due to his laugh, but also his microphone. Something about his voice paired with the Astro A40 mic made him stand out, while I still wasn't able to tell the difference between everyone's voice. To this day, H2O still uses this microphone in a lot of his content, especially the ones where he plays with his friends. Many may wonder why he does continue to use this bad microphone when he obviously can afford a much better one. Well, he does have another, much nicer microphone that he uses in solo commentary content. He did try to use it for a while in all of his videos, but fans reacted negatively to the change. H2O then decided to still use the Astro A40s while recording with friends, but once again, the nicer microphone for solo content. Also, like I mentioned, I think this is because it helps new fans differentiate his voice from everyone else. And some of you who are big fans of the group may be thinking, well, I can totally tell the difference between all of their voices, and yes, I agree, I can totally do the same as well. However, for quite some time, and I'd say it's like this for every YouTube group, it can be hard to tell who is who when you're just getting used to them. Dahid and Uggla. The reason he started YouTube was out of pure boredom. As he stated in his first Q&A video, he had a lot of time on his hands at the time and was really into gaming as well as watching YouTube. So naturally, he decided to start creating videos of himself, considering how much he enjoyed watching others. Definitely glad that he started, as he's continued to bring us hilarious content to this day. Also, to sneak in another thing about Uggla is that he lived with Louie for quite some time. And speaking of Louie Caliber. Oh, how do we ever miss you? Later in this month, January of 2018, it is going to mark a year and a half, also known as 18 months, of no Louie content on YouTube. His final video is a VOD of a Pokemon Go livestream that took place on July 24th, 2016. Louie has taken long breaks in the past, but this is by far the longest one yet. No one knows completely why he's been gone for so long, but one thing we can extrapolate from tweets of is that he wants to take his new videos in a new direction, or at least experiment with new ideas. He stated that he wants to try some more experimental content to do with comedy specifically. We don't know what this means, but regardless, once he does return, I'm sure whatever videos he brings us will be great. Not too long ago, on December 18th of 2017, he tweeted, "Does anyone want to upload my videos for me?" Poking fun a bit, I would say. This tweet also leads me to believe his break is hard to come back from, as the motivation to literally upload something he's made and face the fans' reactions is likely hard for him. Basically, I do work. Long before being able to create YouTube videos full-time as his career, Marcel worked for his father with his ice cream truck business. Marcel was age 13 at the time when his father owned something like 6 or 8 ice cream trucks, as recalled in a Q&A video of Marcel's. Of course, he could not drive at this time, so he would be dropped off by his father at a waterfront with a pushcart selling ice cream. Sort of like his own ice cream truck, I suppose. But his first real job was at a recreation center running the scoreboard for a men's basketball league. Mini Lad. The story behind his YouTube name is quite interesting. Unlike a lot of YouTubers who randomly thought of theirs, Craig, aka Mini Lad, has an actual backstory. Growing up, he lived right next to another family who also had a kid named Craig. Once again, Minnie's real life name is Craig as well. Whenever they were together and someone would call for Craig, it would always be super confusing, as they would have to ask for clarification for which one of them the person was calling for. As the neighbor was older, they decided they would call Mini Lad Minnie. This nickname stuck for a long while, even continuing into high school, as the younger brother of the neighbor Craig was in Minnie's class. So even in real life, he was called Minnie, and everyone else called him Minnie, despite maybe they don't know why, but yes, everyone was doing it. And obviously the Minnie part is stuck to this day. The Lad part came into play a little bit later in life when him alongside a bunch of friends wanted to make their own Xbox Live gamer tag similar. They decided to add Lad at the end of their names, kind of like a clan. Mini Lad came to be that day. Terrorizer. With how popular him as well as the rest of the Banana Bus squad is, we as fans sometimes may forget that they at one time were just starting out on YouTube, and there also was a time before then. Terrorizer, in a Snapchat Q&A, one time spoke about his YouTube inspirations, the people he looked up to most before starting YouTube that molded his content style and humor. These people are Cnanners and Mr. Sark, as well as Hutch. If you're unaware, back in the early days of the gaming scene on YouTube, the channel Machinima Respawn was the place to be to watch upcoming gaming YouTubers. Cnanners, Mr. Sark, and Hutch worked for Machinima, the company, on Respawn as hosts that would also create their own content for the channel. But once again, there was content from commentators going up frequently there. One of the most surreal experiences for Terrorizer was when he was visiting in Los Angeles. Mr. Sark drove Terrorizer back to the Airbnb he was staying at during that trip. 407. Some of the earliest friendships came back before the group itself came to be. 407 and Big Jiggly Panda have known each other for much longer than anyone else in the group has known each other. Thought that was a cool fact. And speaking of Big Jiggly Panda, technically this makes this 11 facts and things to know instead of 10, but we can't leave them out. To make it quick, Big Jiggly Panda was friends with Vanoss and Moo very early on. However, he stopped appearing in the Banana Bus Squad's videos for some time, especially when they started to boom in popularity because Panda was not interested in the games the group was playing at the time, as well as he just had lost his passion for gaming in general. Those days are since gone, and Big Jiggly Panda frequently plays with his friends and creates content with them. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. For Viral Now, I'm Jeremy Jameson, wishing you to have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.